Our job is to report the news, not fabricate it. That's the government's job.
Right, quick one here guys, but it needs to be done. We all know or have heard of the charity Barnardos, a British children's charity started in 1866 by Thomas John Barnardo that has now gone completely off the reservation in yet another example of get woke, go broke. Once again, these companies and organisations decide it's a good idea to do something the majority of the country will not support in any way, shape or form, and that is to virtue signal to less than 1% of the population that would actually care about this nonsense. The response to it has been biblical, as you would expect, with many people claiming to be supporters now saying they are done with Barnardos, and can you blame them? I liken it to Labour over the last few years going all out to belittle the British people and the country itself while expecting them to vote them into power. Barnardos think it's a good idea to do the same to the majority of the people who support them, but will still expect their donations at the end of every month. To me, that shows levels of delusion Joe Swinson would be proud of at this point. But this is not all. They have also set up or been part of setting up a dedicated hotline for black or ethnic minority children to call, as opposed to the normal numbers I guess white people call. A Voice Online article from a week ago states below, or whatever the fuck it says, the first helpline specifically supporting vulnerable black, Asian and minority ethnic children and families negatively affected by the Rona was launched last month. But to me that seems kinda racist. Segregating people due to race is some regressive shit and was always something I thought black people fought against throughout history. And as we know, if it was specifically for white people, the media, lefty spunk trumpets and politicians alike would be losing their minds about how racist it is. This shows to me Barnardos is neck deep in critical race theory bullshit, and I would say they need to sack all involved at the top and start again. But to be honest, I don't even think they should do that. I don't trust these charities as far as I could throw them, and this just proves yet another reason why I was right not to. Personally, I would love to do live streams and events supporting charities, but like governments, they are corrupt and the money never goes where it should. Barnardos is giving us another reason not to support these charities though with this tweet. It says, talking about white privilege means looking at how our own actions maintain and support racist systems and structures, regardless of our intent. We're sharing some actions that parents can take to help create a fairer society. Hashtag Wednesday Wisdom. To which I have to respond, Wednesday Wisdom, you mean Wednesday Wankstains, because you have just wanked your future funding prospects right up the wall. People will cancel, hopefully in their thousands, and teach you fucking idiots a valuable lesson. Get woke, go broke. Now that tweet Barnardos put out has an article with it, but to be honest, it's a copy and paste critical race theory bollocks we have heard a million times, so I refuse to read the utter garbage out now. All it says essentially is whitey is bad, needs to check his privilege and bow down because slavery was once a thing. Forgetting of course, white slavery also happened and still does to this day. The funny thing is though, I bet most of the people pushing this agenda at Barnardos are going to be white. As a matter of fact, I'm sure it will be the case. They all brought into this Marxist crap and are now suffering uncontrollable white guilt. They are an embarrassment to humanity, and now Defund Barnardos is definitely a thing. I absolutely love it.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors. Slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires. And that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going, and we are glad to be going. We're off.